In Brahminical culture, a Brahman's transcendental position is eternally maintained because the injunctions of the Vedas are accepted with faith, austerity, scriptural conclusions, full sense and mind control, and meditation. In this way, the real goal of life is illuminated, just as one's face is fully reflected in a clear mirror. Since it is described in the previous verse that feeding a living Brahman is more effective than offering oblations in a fire sacrifice, in this verse it is now clearly described what Brahmanism is and who a Brahman is. In the age of Kali, taking advantage of the fact that by feeding a Brahman one obtains a more effective result than by performing sacrifices, a class of men with no Brahminical qualifications claim the eating privilege, known as Brahman Bhojana, simply on the basis of their birth in Brahman families. In order to distinguish this class of men from the real Brahmans, Maharaj Prithu is giving an exact description of a Brahman and Brahminical culture. One should not take advantage of his position simply to live like a fire without light. A Brahman must be fully conversant with the Vedic conclusion, which is described in Bhagavad Gita. Vedaishka sarvairaham eva vedya. The Vedic conclusion, the ultimate understanding, or Vedanta understanding, is knowledge of Krishna. Actually, that is a fact, because simply by understanding Krishna as he is, as described in Bhagavad Gita, one becomes a perfect Brahman. The Brahman who knows Krishna perfectly well is always in a transcendental position. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. One who engages in full devotional service and who does not fall down in any circumstance at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahm. Therefore, a devotee of Lord Krishna is actually a perfect Brahman. His situation is transcendental, for he is free from the 4 defects of conditional life, which are the tendencies to commit mistakes, to be illusioned, to cheat, and to possess imperfect senses. A perfect Vaishnav, or Krishna-conscious person, is always in this transcendental position because he speaks according to Krishna and his representative. Because Vaishnavas speak exactly according to the tune of Krishna, whatever they say is free from these 4 defects. For example, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that everyone should always think of him, everyone should become his devotee, offer him obeisances and worship him, and ultimately everyone should surrender unto him. These devotional activities are transcendental and free from mistakes, illusion, cheating, and imperfection. Therefore, anyone who is a sincere devotee of Lord Krishna and who preaches this cult, speaking only on the basis of Krishna's instructions, is understood to be virajam, or free from the defects of material contamination. A genuine Brahman or Vaishnav therefore depends eternally on the conclusion of the Vedas or Vedic versions presented by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Only from Vedic knowledge can we understand the actual position of the Absolute Truth, who, as described in Srimad Bhagwatam, is manifested in 3 features, namely impersonal Brahm, localized Paramatma, at last, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This knowledge is perfect from time immemorial, and the Brahminical or Vaishnav culture depends on this principle eternally. One should therefore study the Vedas with faith, not only for one's personal knowledge, but for the sake of spreading this knowledge and these activities through real faith in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Vedas. The word mangal, auspicious, in this verse is very significant. Srila Sridhar Swami quotes that to do what is good and to reject what is not good is called mangal, or auspicious. To do what is good means to accept everything favorable to the discharge of devotional service, and to reject what is not good means to reject everything not favorable for discharging devotional service. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we accept this principle by rejecting 4 prohibited items, namely illicit sex life, intoxication, gambling, and flesh-eating, and accepting daily chanting of at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and daily meditation 3 times a day by chanting the Gayatri Mantra. In this way, one can keep his Brahminical culture and spiritual strength intact. By following these principles of devotional service strictly, chanting 24 hours a day, the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one makes positive progress in spiritual life and ultimately becomes completely fit to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Because the ultimate goal of studying or understanding the Vedic knowledge is to find Krishna, one who follows the Vedic principles as described above, can from the very beginning see all the features of Lord Krishna, the absolute truth, very distinctly, as one can see one's own face completely reflected in a clear mirror. The conclusion is, therefore, that a Brahman does not become a Brahman simply because he is a living entity or is born in a Brahman family. He must possess all the qualities mentioned in the Shastras and practice the Brahminical principles in his life. Thus he ultimately becomes a fully Krishna-conscious person and can understand what Krishna is. How a devotee continuously sees Krishna face to face within his heart is described in the Brahm Samhita as follows. The devotee, by development of pure love for Krishna, constantly sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Shamsundar, within his heart. That is the perfectional stage of Brahminical culture.